It's time for our first interview for the day. I am speaking to Patrick Ladeghan from Touched by Style Community Arts Project.
Yes.
Good morning, Patrick. How are you?
Morning, Koso. I'm good. Thanks for having me here this morning. Okay. I'm not so used to this.
No. Is it your first time being on the radio?
Yeah,
that's nice.
In the studio, actually.
Okay.
So I have been online, but it hasn't been so nice, you see, because I was working at work and I was in between buildings and painting and all that. So
nice, man.
It wasn't actually good, you know. So I'm glad to be here this morning.
Sweet. How was your weekend?
Me bro. If I'm talking about this weekend, I did get a lot of motivation. I'm also part of a Karam group, so that's where my motivation comes from this weekend. And I would like to say thank you to all the big homies and the OGs for being there this weekend and to just motivate me on how to develop my skill and just being more than what I can be.
Yeah, and also it's never easy, you know, to organize something and then it becomes a success, because sometimes it's always depending on the people that are attending.
Yes.
You know, to a point where is it going to go fun and all that.
Yes. That's basically what we have to look forward to is, do they really want to be there? You know what I mean? Are they really interested in themselves, and do they actually want to do something with themselves? Like develop themselves, grow with themselves, you know? Taking it to the next level, as we all say, taking it to the next level. So it's like that.
Talking about the next level, the founder, Patrick Ladeghan, is there in studio from Touched by Style Community Arts Project. Said they had 8 films planned for 2023. Some of them which may be dance films.
Yes.
Touched by Style Community Arts Project is calling all young writers to be part of their team, which will be working on action short films next year.
Yes.
But before we even touch on the this project, I want to know, you know, the history of Touched by Style Community Arts Project. How did it start? So
we started last year in September 2021 with dancing. We started with Wally Wages, Back in Time. Dances Back in Time, and then after that we started with Options, and then we go all the way to Wally Wages' Smooth Criminal. So we started with the dancing thing, and then we see, okay, nah, this is not quiet, you know what I mean? And then afterwards we decide, okay, let's try something other than dancing. Let's try acting. Let's see if our community have that skill, you know what I mean? Our young adults. They always just talk on the media like blah, 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 blah. So let's put them behind the camera and see if they really can do this. So we start sending out some information on a newspaper, and we actually get good feedback. And then we started with our first film, which was Dear SWAT. And those actors was like super awesome, you know. They do it like they on set, like on the real, they in the film, you know what I mean? And we gain an award for that. And we see, okay, like, quiet. This is last quiet. You see,
which year was that?
This is last year.
Oh,
okay. So then we continued. Then we said, hey, let's do more, man. You see, let's see what the youth have for us. So we sent out another one, and then others come, and then we started with number 2, and then we see, okay, nah, this is really going somewhere, and we get another award for that also.
What?
Yeah, and then I think, oh, my bro, we are doing something here, you know. We really get good feedback from the community, obviously. Some of the people didn't like the fact because we have got a lot of violence in the community, you know. So there was some of the people that didn't like it, and some did like it, you see. But most of them did like it because we are doing something for the youth out there. We are inviting them to a Touched by Style dance program and an action film program where they can actually represent themselves and get out of that comfort zone and say, Kiki, I also want to be an actor, man. And this is nogals free. Let me skop in there, so nogals, you know, and let's see how it works. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. It's for you, you're going to come and you're going to score. Obviously, if it is for you, we're going to gain awards. And you can also be proud of that, because you did act like the real actor. You know what I mean? So we didn't ask you to be just creative. You come out of your own and bring the creativity. So that's what we are looking for. That's all we want.
And then the youth, Which communities, though, where you guys were selected?
We actually go all over Cape Town. Most of the communities was now, I can't even choose anyone because all of them came out.
Yeah.
They just piled up and they wanted to be part of that. But even now I get messages and we are just landing because it's holiday and we have to sum it in now for the holiday. So I also still get messages of people saying, the film's still going on and so. But basically all the communities was involved in this year in the urban areas in Cape Town.
And then coming back to Touched by Style Community Arts Project, how many team are in there? You know, the one that's still started and still going strong.
So it's actually just me and Nick, my manager. So I'm the cameraman and he does the script. You see, so both of us, we line up with the people and we message them and we send them back and forth. We get information from them, make sure they're not they're 100%. They can come out. They're willing to do this. They're not going to get, how can I say, delays. We're not going to get any delays with them because we organize the venues and there's a time for the venue. So we have to ensure that we are on point with everything that we are doing. So both me and Nick, we have to ensure that this film goes 100% and there's no interruptions while we are busy organizing stuff out. So yeah, we are just doing this the Touched by Style thing.
I'm loving it. It seems like the Touched by Style, obviously, in future is going to go bigger and bigger. Obviously, yes. You guys are doing it to the point where you don't mind, even if it's still out there, even if you are not involved anymore, but it's something that can be ongoing.
Yes.
Is that the idea?
Yes, we are looking forward for future reference so that we can invite more people to see if they are stable and if they are equipped to do this. You see, because people just start organizations and at the end of the day it falls back, you know. And like me and Nick, we are doing something for the community. We are reaching out to the community. We're saying to the community, listen, you come here, man. We want to help you. We've got something here for you. We've got the arts project here. Don't you want to be part of an arts project? Instead of staying on media and writing stuff on media, you know, come do something with yourself and see if you're really that type of person. And to put yourself on that standard, you know. Not judging anyone or saying anything bad. I'm just saying, come out and be part of our art. You know, our kids are going out behind here in the communities. Literally, they are going out behind. Our families and mothers and fathers, they turn a blind eye. You know what I mean? Most of them, they actually don't even worry about their kids anymore. You know, I'm so happy for some of the families that actually message us and say, listen, my child wants to be part of this. I want to do it. I'm even gonna pick him up and drop him there. I'm going to give him everything. Just tell me what does he need so that he can just develop and grow. You see, because that's all he needs. He needs motivation. And I'm happy for some of the parents that comes out. For the adults out there that says that life isn't something, I say, listen, it's not the end of the world, you know. A comic didn't fall out of the sky and we all gone, you know what I mean? So just get out of that small box and just climb out and see the bigger picture out there, because there is a huge picture out there. We might not see it, but it is out there, and you need to go out and just represent it. Like I'm coming here today, I'm representing Touched by Style today, you see. I'm representing dancing also, so I'm making sure that I'm staying motivated to what I'm doing. So I'm encouraging all the youth out there, come out and be part of this art projects.
If you have just tuned in now, we're speaking to Patrick Ladeghan of Touched by Style, a community arts project. So now the films that Touched by Style won awards for, what are some of your short films were about, you know?
Most of them is, like I say, is based on community activities that's taking place in the community, you know. The script writer ensures that we don't touch on any gang-related issues. We ensure that when the person talks on the set, that we don't use any gang-related notes. You see, we ensure that no gang-related issues is involved in this thing. You see, so with the awards for number 2, that was based on criminal activity, on how about people go with with handling their lives, you see, and just being neglected with what they are doing, you see. So it's based on gender-based violence, kidnapping, children being abused. Then the other one is the Black Disciple. The Black Disciple was based on a woman fighting for crime. She sees the crime and she doesn't like it, so she goes out. She looks for the villain and she fights with the villain. And the villain obviously have his team, his A team, so she needs to destroy all of them. Out of all of that, even though she is herself a villain, and point out some action where gunfights is involved in combat, it still doesn't mean that there is violence in the film. She's just representing what she stands for, which is she don't accept crime. She fights crime. You see, so that is the Black Disciple. Number 2, just come and add it more and add more motivation to it. You see, and now with Butter, I told my manager, bro, you know what, this guy, just look at the normal picture and look at Butter's picture. Now, Butter is 2 type of characters. Butter is a normal guy. He's a family guy. He sells and represents firearms and safety equipment. And he gets robbed, you see. And he didn't know he does have this character inside of him that actually fights crime. And then somehow, after he gets robbed, this character comes out and plays into his life. And then he also starts changing. So he starts fighting crime, you see. And he just wants to prove that, okay, not I can just get robbed or anything and I'm going to know. It doesn't mean that. The guy's fighting crime. He's doing it for the good. This guy's a working guy. He's working. He's got the family. He's got so much ahead of him. And he just got robbed. You know what I mean? And that is the life. This is today's life. You even walk out of your door, you think you're going to be 100%. Boom, they rob you. Understand? So how are you going to stand up for that? Okay, I'm going to call the police. Now, you see, all the 110 things is going to happen, but no one's going to show up. And at the end of the day, you lose faith. You say, I'm just going to let it go. You see, but that's not the way to go forward. You see, I'm not saying it's the end of the world there. You see.
That is Patrick Ladeghan of Touched by Style Community Arts Project, where some of the short films they did, they won awards. First-time actors, doing their thing amazingly. So now, obviously, you want more, because sometimes when you challenge yourself to a point like, oh, wow, I can touch the ceiling. Yes. And then you go like, oh, I can touch the sky. Oh, yes. I can touch the universe. Yes. You go further and further and further. What's the next step?
The next step for next year is we're asking all the community to come out, the young adults to come out with their stories. Give them a chance to write their stories, write their films, you see. And we're not looking for gang-related issues or gang-related stories or any problems or anything. Well, we just want a story that can motivate the next person, you see. Like a hero. A hero starts, a person grows up, the baby grows up, he gets born, he grows up, he goes to school, he goes through all the trauma, and then he goes to university, he starts learning stuff. At that school, he starts learning, but he learns there at the school what he wants to do. Then he goes to the university, and then he finds out, okay, now, this is what I want to do. And then he goes out with that knowledge and go teach it, you see. So he obviously becomes a hero, you understand? And he also helps others to motivate themselves and more to motivate others, you see. So what we want is someone that can write a story about a hero figure. You see, we want villains in there, we want action in there, we want to represent something so realistic. We have everything, they just need to come out and represent, and that's all we want. And if your story goes through, you get awarded for that. It's a glass award coming from Touched by Style.
And then to be part of it, how to do it? To send the story or to get hold of you or Touched by Style, how do you do that?
So all you need to do is just Google us. You can go on Facebook. You can look on YouTube. What you also can do is you can also send us an email by touchedbystyle21@gmail.com. You can also send us a message on 084 666 7821. That's the WhatsApp number for Touch by Style. And then we can communicate from that side and see how it goes.
The number again?
084 666 7821.
And then to watch the short films? Where to watch?
You can go on, like I said, you can go on Google. You can Google Touch by Style. You can also check on YouTube. And also on Facebook. That's where we are. That's the platforms where we release all our stuff.
And 2022 has been one of the year where a lot of people had to kickstart their lives, trying to get back into their field because of those lockdowns that happened.
Yeah.
So, Touch by Style, what are some of the highlights for 2022?
For 2022, the highlights was ridiculously amazing. Other than lockdown, we didn't focus on lockdown. We know lockdown is just something that comes and go. And we know that the government is in control of all of that. So that doesn't interfere with the arts projects, you see. Art needs to go on. Development needs to go on. Projects needs to go on, you see. We can't just focus on the negative. We have to focus on positive. We have to ensure that our youth that's growing up, the new generation that's coming now, needs to be better than what we were. Even at this moment, they need to even think like, some say think out of the box. I'm walking around the box, you see. So, the new gen, they need to walk away from this box thingy and see how they can bring the new knowledge into this new world. Because the new gen, they are the future. And we are just here at this moment. Touch by Style is here to set that record for them to go move.
And the future is now.
The future is starting today.
That is Patrick Lategan of Touch by Style Community Arts Project, where they go into different communities. They call young people to come through if you want to act, if you want to write, and then they shoot a film to a point where some of their short films won awards.
Yes.
I know that you guys also have a project where you guys tour different schools,
Yes.
What is it all about that?
That we are focusing on giving the kids at the primary school or high schools also the opportunity to be part of safety regulations, how to handle a firearm, how to go about with hand-to-hand combat, how to use a firearm, what is the reasons and purpose for having a firearm, why do you need to have a firearm? You see, there's going to be many facts that we're going to be typing on, and we hope that the schools give us that opportunity to represent it, so that the kids can get more acquainted with everything that is happening. Like I say, the new gen needs to be acquainted with everything, even though they know, like we see the new gen, they just go out and they become gangsters, you see. So they get quickly involved with this, but they actually don't know what is the reason and purpose therefore. So we want that to be represented at schools at this stage in age.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. So, that's basically what Touch by Style wants to represent.
Before I let you go though, usually on the show, we ask our guests, please, share with the listener, some of the words that are out there. We know that, as I said earlier on, a lot of people are going through a lot. They lost jobs. They lost families, as we speak now. What would you like to say to that listener who's listening now? As somebody like you, Patrick, who's pushing hard, making sure that you're giving back to your community by giving opportunities, to the youth. What would you like to say to that person who's feeling like, you know what, my life is not the way it's supposed to be. 2022, I haven't done anything that I wanted. Man, I'm losing. What would you like to say to that person?
I wouldn't actually say it like that.
No, I'm saying like the person thinks like I'm losing, because that's honesty, People feel like, I'm not good. I'm not knowing that you are magic, on your own.
Yeah, so I also did have some downfalls for 2022, even 2021. Just getting hold of Touch by Style and just starting this project and making the success as it is now. I had to push, and like I say, you need to take that negative energy and you need to change it into a positive energy. Your circumstances will always be there. You get there's years that circumstances come in and out, in and out, in and out. You need to make a change. Like one of the OGs told me over the weekend, you need to make a change with your dancing. You can be spectacular. You know that. You just need to put some stuff aside. And we know that's not even something that you actually need to get involved with, but you can put it aside and you can actually become better. So what I want to say to the listeners out there is that they can actually become better. They must change that negative energy into a positive energy. They mustn't always think about negative. You know, negative is always there. It's like cancer. Cancer is always in your body. You were born with cancer. So you can't get rid of cancer unless it gets activated, you see. So we mustn't let cancer spread in our community, you see. We have to stay positive, you know. We have to stay motivated. Even though anything happened, I believe that the only thing bad happening in communities is gangsterism. It's the gang violence. That's the only thing that keeps the whole community and every community behind in any way, because that's the only things that's representing nowadays. You see, not even nowadays, it's a history. So we need to change that image, you understand? So that energy, that negative energy needs to change. Let gangsterism be gangsterism.
Patrick, thank you very much. As you know, time is jealous.
Thanks, man.
But it's fine. Thank you very much for coming through. That is Patrick Ladeghan from a Touch by Style project, where they're giving back to the community and hoping that everything that you want is going to happen the way you want to, man.
Yeah, man. I'm looking super forward to next year. It's going to be super awesome.
And please make sure that after you've done those projects, you come back to Bush Radio.
Yes, no. I was actually thinking of doing something here by Bush Radio, because I was sitting outside. I'm thinking, oh my brother, I can actually gooi nog as 'n action movie so. Ek wonder of die mense van my gaan toelaat om 'n action film hier te gooi.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking and hoping that Push Radio give me that opportunity to do some action here.
No, I hope so too.
Yeah, man, please. That will be a super booster for me.
Have a nice one, eh?
Thanks, brother, man. Same to you.